What is going on, guys? Native here, and today I'm bringing you round 4 of the RRL 2010 Classic Cars League, where we're racing the 2010 cars on a mini calendar of 10 tracks, with everyone in the league using either the McLaren, the Red Bull, or the Ferrari. And if you haven't already checked out the first 3 races, go check them out because they've been pretty interesting races so far. We had chaotic Australia, we had glitchy China, and we had what was the last one? It was Austria, where there was a little bit of controversy. And actually, I've got news from that. So the stewards' inquiry has just come in for that race, and I actually won it. Yeah, so that's a bit of a shock. I thought Derek Kidd would have won it, but I don't know what happened to his steward inquiry. But either way, I won it. I didn't actually realise though coming into this race. So I still thought I was winless for the season so far. So I was just trying to, get a good result. Hopefully, a podium, if not a win. But we shall see. This is my qualifying lap. Not too bad so far. Apart from a mistake we made in the second sector. That sort of, what was it, the second chicane, I think? Where you got that really awkward traction zone. We've come across the line and got P3 on the grid, which is a pretty decent result. A 1:12.1. I can't quite tell in my small preview screen on the editing software I'm using. And we tried and do a second lap there. We had just enough fuel, but unfortunately we validates like a nonce. So it's actually going to be P4 on the grid, only a tenth away from pole position. It's Maxmate, who was in contention for a win last time, ahead of Zombie and Charlie, with the typical front runners of New Zealand Ryan and Jared way down at the bottom of the top 10. So it's a very interesting grid once again for this race. And in preparation, I did a little bit of a 50% race, probably about half 50%. And I discovered tyre wear was pretty decent, so I thought, why not go for a different strategy and just try zero stop? So that's what I tried to do there on the mini map. We can see if it works out. Hopefully I don't get a puncture like Penske did in China. And let's see if we can get away with a good result. We want to try and get off to a nice clean start, no damage. So it's lights out now, and away we go. It's a very long hold there. And do we get a good start? We do. We almost jump ahead of AOR Charlie there, but he's got the inside line as Zombie Hunter takes the lead from Maxmate. We got a car right behind us. Looks like everyone got through pretty safely. New Zealand Ryan actually had a bit of a collision with Michi, I believe, and he got damaged at the start. But AOR Charlie held it round and outside there into turn 2. We didn't really want to fight it too much, as once again, main aim is not bottle it, try not get any damage, and we also, another aim of ours is to try and get no time penalties in this race. As once again, Azula from Austria, having no time penalties can be very beneficial in getting a very good result really. So we've got Death Bro looking very threatening behind, and this track, well, it's worth noting this track is pretty inconsistent when it comes to penalties. As we get a safety car in lap 2, I'm not quite sure. It was Benny who retired, so very early exit for him. But this track is very inconsistent when it comes to when you get a warning. There are some corners which are really severe, and some corners which let you off. This final chicane, for example, the first curve you can actually mount and like cut a little bit, and exploit it. But you touch the second curve at all, and you get a warning. So it's those sort of things you just got to learn on the fly when you're on the track, and unfortunately that is a very, very clumsy warning there from me. And that's, I think, my first warning of the race, as we get a little bit of a sloppy exit from that far chicane. Now I got Death Bro all over my rear end. We didn't want to fight him too much, so I checked with Jeff. He actually had quite a few time penalties already, and I still hadn't had one, as he goes very deep on the brakes and pushed me out quite wide. But now in the slipstream, and the McLaren is so OP in a straight line, it's ridiculous. Parrying down to the final chicane, and we're edging ahead using the rich mix, and we're fully ahead by now already. I actually thought the Ferrari was much quicker than that in a straight line. I thought it was in between the McLaren and the Red Bull, so I was really surprised to just fly by death by like that. Once again, I should explain that default setups, and now we have another virtual safety car. And looks like Death has actually been dropped on the exit, and I believe he's come under attack from Jared there. And I believe them two actually had contact, which I didn't see that. But Jared got damage off that, unfortunately for him, and that really affected his race. Now we've got Def once again all over the back of him, so take the final chicane nice and cautiously, as we want to avoid any track limit warnings if possible. We defend the inside line, go to turn 1, he's going to look round the outside, we leave him room, we get a little bit of push going to turn 2, but he's got the inside line, better traction. We actually get a pretty nice run out of the corner. We're looking for the inside line into the chicane, but we actually back out of it. He takes an outside line, leaves the room anyway, and he actually does a pretty nice exit as well. So Def Bro up into 4th place, we're now down to 5th place. But at the end of that lap, once again, with the McLaren straight line speed, we figured out move back up the inside into the final chicane, but we actually back out that once again. And he mounted the second part of the chicane, as I believe he probably got a warning from that. So yeah, once again, that second part of the chicane is really touchy, and we finally got a time penalty from that. So lap 19 now, believe AOR Charlie, Top Banter pits in the first safety car, I'm pretty sure, and he's a few seconds behind trying to catch us up, but we are now in the lead of this race as Def Bro finally pits. And our plan, obviously, try and stick out to the end. Tyres aren't too bad so far. I think the highest one's like at the stage about 30-40%. So I was working out mathematically that the tyres would make it. And as you can see, I was checking with Jeff, seeing what Top Banter's penalty situation was like. I believe at this time he was on 2 penalties from memory, whereas I still only had the 1. So I was looking pretty good, even if Top Banter got past me, which is now all over the back of me here. And I thought he was going to look for a move into the hairpin, but he didn't. We broke as low as possible, and he got a pretty tardy exit. But unfortunately, that is another very clumsy track limits warning from us, our lap 27. But we're still in the lead with 8 laps to go. We've got Top Banter right behind. We've got New Zealand Ryan not far behind him, closing in as well. I believe both of them pitted in the first safety car and are coming back in this race. But they still can have slightly fresher tyres on this. And unfortunately, it's another warning right there. 2 warnings in half a lap, and we're edging towards the second penalty. And luckily there's another virtual safety car coming at exactly the right time, just enough so we can cool down and refresh and not get any more warnings. Because the key to winning this race now is not getting another warning, as Top Banter has more, Ryan has more, and unfortunately we get a really sloppy run through the second chicane, and that's Top Banter in the lead. But we're going to look for the inside line into the hairpin. We get a little bit of a dive bomb. He's going to hold it round the outside on the exit, but this is not over. We've still got the straight line speed. He's in McLaren as well though, so went with that OP on Top Banter here. But at straight line speed is still really good. We flicked him to 5 on the front wing, and I'm pretty sure that only changes during the pit stop. But look at the inside line into the final chicane. Little bit of contact. We both just about survived through there. He's weaving all over the place as he nearly lost the back end. But he's now in the lead. But with more penalties, and now we've got New Zealand Ryan. I believe at the stage Top Banter had 3 penalties, New Zealand Ryan had 2, I only had 1. So I was just trying to hold up Ryan, stay with Top Banter as much as I could. I need to stay within 6 seconds of Banter and within 3 seconds of Ryan if he does get past. So I wasn't going to make it easy for Ryan, but I wasn't going to put up too much of a fight either. You can see my tyres, the highest one is about 58% there. My engine is growing a little bit as well. My fuel situation is not too bad either, so we're still in a good running for this race. We've now got Zombie Hunter who's joined at the back of New Zealand Ryan. I had no idea the penalty situation on him. I just hoped he had a few penalties, probably more than me. We can see New Zealand Ryan has a good run into the final chicane, but the Ferrari just isn't quick enough on the straight line. We'll do a little bit of a defensive move to block Ryan from getting past. Now he's got a good run out of the final chicane. We'll look for the inside line of turn 1. Once again, the Ferrari is quite slow in a straight line. Either that or Ryan's really struggling with fuel, I'm not quite sure, but we say personal best is still keeping with Top Banter quite well, only about a second or 2 ahead. And now unfortunately we get a slightly bad run through that chicane. That's probably our weakest part of the track, and New Zealand Ryan's looking at the inside, and we brake really early. He gets the inside line and we run wide and let him through there. So a bit of a risky play. I just didn't want to fight it too much. I didn't want to risk any damage or being enticed into getting another warning. But him and Zombie are going side by side. I was hoping that there'd be a little bit of drama between these two and I'll get in front, but not so much so that I could still stay within 6 seconds of Banter, who's obviously still in the lead. But Zombie Hunter with McLaren straight line speed, looking for the outside line on New Zealand Ryan. Will he make a stick? He will make a stick with the McLaren OP straight line speed, and he would get in front of Ryan as I mount that first part of the chicane there. Still only 1 warning away from a second penalty, which would cost me a potential victory. Although to be fair, I still don't know at the stage what Zombie's penalty situation was like, so I wasn't certain that a win would be mine just yet. But they're still pushing. Rich mixed the entire final lap, just trying to keep it clean with 2 seconds behind Ryan, who I hoped had the least penalties of the guys ahead. And the tyre, you can see 62% on the rear, so we're still just about hanging on, no puncture today, but will we get through the final chicane in one piece? Looks like we brake quite nicely, and we fly through there, no more warnings. We've got Tom Bouncer as well in the race, and now we've got New Zealand Ryan, I think, jumped to first, but we've jumped into first. We've got the win, and I was very happy with that. That was a very sweaty race, to try and not get any more penalties. We got the lowest of the field, I'm pretty sure, as well, so that's a pretty good achievement. Congrats to Ryan and Banter, I believe, for second and third, and Zombie got fourth, but Zombie actually got quite a few penalties as well. So that, combined with the win in Austria, it's 2 wins in the chart, remarkably, which is insane, considering I don't think I've actually ever got a win in the top tier of AOR. This isn't AOR, what am I on about? Oceania, before, like, yeah, that's really good. For some reason these cars just gel me quite a bit. Some people say it's, favours a pad, or McLaren OP straight line speed. Well, maybe, but oh well. And yeah, so I was pretty happy after this win, and we're going to look at the standings now. And they haven't actually been changed after the Austria incident, so it looks like we're about nearly 20 points behind. Jared is still in the lead. We've now bridged a little bit of a gap to New Zealand Ryan behind. But with the Austria win and the positions going to be reversed between myself and Jared, we would close to only a few points behind him in the standings. So this could be on for the championship, We could actually have a chance here. The next race is Monza, and that is also a straight line speed OP track for the McLaren, so I could have a good chance of a win there. After that is Singapore, which probably wouldn't be that good for me. I'm not that good at Singapore, and it probably is more of a Red Bull track. So things are, this could be a very interesting championship fight. Very interesting. So if you want to watch more races in the future, then hit the subscribe button, like, all the stuff, even though, yeah, up to you if you want to. And hope you guys enjoyed the race, and I'll see you for the next one. Palms out.